Ask an 8-year-old to design a spaceship, and you will hear them intuitively map out complex system redundancies, layering in extra thrusters and backup drill bits to ensure their vessel survives a crash landing. That high-energy, unstructured imagination is the exact raw material required for rigorous scientific breakthroughs. It is the same mechanical curiosity that drove inventors like Jan Matzeliger to automate the shoe manufacturing industry in the 19th century. And it is the same analytical precision that powered NASA engineers like Mary Jackson to calculate the aerodynamics of supersonic wind tunnels. While this legacy of innovation is vast, North College Hill Elementary identified a specific gap. The students had potential, but no dedicated environment to capture it once the school day ended. The school recognized a systemic risk in the lack of safe, engaging after-school options for boys, a void that often leaves brilliance without a place to land. This animated diagram maps out the intervention, the centralized STEM incubator formed by the strategic partnership of Academic Mastery and Reconnection and Black Boys in Tech. Functioning as a safe haven, this hub provides a structured flight path toward future scientific and medical successes. It captures idle afternoon hours and converts them into active coding sprints and high-stakes engineering challenges. Closing the opportunity gap requires the deliberate engineering of a physical space, moving the concept of STEM from an abstract idea into a privately funded, hardware-rich reality. Inside this lab, the curriculum anchors itself in the physical world, tasking students with hands-on projects like constructing wooden bridges. This vector schematic illustrates the physics they learn in the process. It shows how triangular structures take a downward point of pressure and disperse it evenly across the angles. Without that geometric distribution, the constant downward pull of gravity will immediately collapse the structure. But structural integrity isn't limited to wood and glue. Visiting specialists introduce the students to the history of the Tuskegee Airmen, using the pilot's military discipline to teach the boys emotional resilience. They learn that walking away from a provocation is a strategic victory that protects their focus. For these students to succeed, they must master the mechanical laws that keep a bridge standing, alongside the historical strategies that keep their minds grounded. This conceptual Venn diagram maps the balanced dual educator dynamic. On one side, an established teacher provides behavioral structure and a foundation of trust. On the other side, a university instructor delivers specialized coding expertise as a near-peer role model. That classroom dynamic falls apart without the final layer of the network, the home. Parental buy-in is the absolute baseline requirement for any student to participate. When parents actively reinforce the curriculum, reminding their kids that the human brain acts as a sponge capable of retaining complex data, the learning solidifies. A student who confidently explains the physics of a bridge is the direct output of a synchronized network of teachers, tech mentors, and engaged families. While these young students gain technical proficiency, the most significant yield is a complete shift in their internal self-perception. Through these sessions, students like Elijah find they no longer have to navigate the world alone. They describe a new focus and the conviction that they belong in high-level academic spaces. However, creating this sense of intellectual security carries a strict logistical cost. This modular financial chart breaks down those exact requirements. The program operates on a $17,000 annual budget, stacking organizational costs with specialized instructional fees. Confidence and self-belief are engineered outcomes. They rely on sustained, tangible community funding to exist. Right now, the initiative faces a sharp cliff. As the current cohort graduates elementary school, they risk losing this entire support system. Keeping the pipeline intact requires vertical expansion. The program must secure the funding to build a parallel middle school component. Private contributions are the sole mechanism capable of keeping these doors open. Because when the infrastructure holds, the result is a student who steps up and loudly declares himself a champion. Paying to maintain this pipeline today is the only way to guarantee the scientific innovators of tomorrow.